So I'm not against miracles, and God still does them, and he still is working at people to bring people into a relationship with him. I experienced all sorts of amazing things. You know, I've rolled around on the floor and laughed and been translated in the spirit and, you know, slain in the spirit and done all those things. But in reality, they didn't change me in any dimension compared to encountering God face to face. They were part of my journey. They were part of my coming of age, I guess, of maturing, so that I can do anything I see the Father doing. And of course, if that's a miracle or a healing, then that's great. But I wouldn't do it just because I thought it was something I should do. I'm only going to function out of what I know the Father's heart is, expressing the Father's heart. And I'm going to ask him and be directed by him on every occasion, rather than just doing something. So I know there's a mixture of things in there, and maybe you want to come back on some of those things. And if you've not really realized eschatology and how that links to Christian universalism and the mystic perspective, then that might be something you could look into. I've definitely done modules or teaching on that in the later modules within the Engage Your God program. I'm not trying to put you off ministering healing or miraculous things to people. I wouldn't say you need to do it as gifts of the Spirit. Your spirit is quite capable of operating in those things as well. Discernment comes through training our senses to experience how to see the spiritual realm and everything else. And obviously, I'm not against engaging in the angelic realm or any of those things. I just feel we've got to be careful that we don't create another mediatorial system to bring people into. Let's bring people directly to God and let them experience God for themselves, and then they'll find the power of his presence, and his love will be transformatory in their lives, which won't need a mediator or a third party. And we've got to be careful that we don't become the third party that people become dependent on. Therefore, the prophetic movement has created, you need to come and hear us prophesy over you. They haven't taught people how to prophesy. Truly, we need to teach people to be mystic, to be able to live in intimacy with the Father, to have an experience of heaven and earth, so that they can demonstrate God's power and love in that way to others by leading them into an experience of God rather than doing things for them. And I think there's a danger in mixing the covenants and mixing what was in the transition with what God wants for today, which is heaven is open. Jesus is the door. Anyone can walk through that door at any time and experience God for themselves. Therefore, they don't need faith. Faith is the evidence of things not seen. I've seen God, therefore I don't need faith. I experience him. It's his faith that I'm living in me. I live by the faith of the Son of God, that who he says about me as a child of God. I don't live by my faith in him. That's all about works. How much faith do I have? And some of the healing ministry of word of faith movement was about generating faith. I live in an awareness of my sonship. Therefore, I don't need to have faith. All those people in Hebrews 11 died in faith, having not seen the promises. You don't need faith when you've experienced. Experience, when I encounter God, brings a realization of what is true. That generates faith, if you like, but in what is true, not how much faith I've got in something. If you enjoy these videos, would you please take a moment to like, comment, and subscribe? It really does help. Thank you very much.